Okay, I want to start this recording talking about women for TRT. That's the difference between me, TRT, not TRT. Ladies, you're not going to blow up like this unless you're on TRT. Remember that. But I did first want to say, here's a quick video of a coregasm. The coregasm is derived from doing some kind of hip thrust or any kind of like anything core related, right? Where your groin muscles are flexing with your abdominal, your glutes, anything attached to the groin muscle, right? And now this girl, I don't know if she's just performative, but this is her having a coregasm. She records herself, I guess. So it makes me think it's a little performative. But once again, you never know. Like, I guess faking is a thing, so you don't know. But supposedly this might be a real thing. So there, I just want to show that it is real. I didn't make that up. The coregasms have been a thing, and girls, you do you, queens. And I kind of am jealous. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I could. Maybe that's a bad idea. Actually, if guys are having coregasm, oh gosh, it's a whole different monster. But yeah, she actually moans pretty loudly. And so I muted this. So there's parts where you can hear like how loud she gets. But I'm like, man, maybe she's just like rubs one out before the gym, so she's like already warmed up. But it's crazy because it seems like she does it often, or like has them often or something. And I muted most of it because it gets pretty dang like not performative but loud. Just listen. You get the idea. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know I didn't make that up. That's a real thing. Coregasms, look it up. How to have them yourself. Cool if you're having them yourself. And I mean, she goes wild. She goes loud in this one at the gym. And so I don't know what the rules of the gym are, but they can happen. And if someone like that was having a coregasm next to me, I would just kind of slide away. It's just kind of, I don't know, bedroom stuff, I guess. Maybe that's just, I'm old fashioned. Here's someone who's pre-TRT versus TRT. I just want to show you guys. I look up to this person, their spouse. Yes, they got in the best shape of their life, but they're also on TRT. So that's all TRT, guys. You're looking at someone who is on TRT. So I just want to bring that reality that you're going to have people there that you have natural people and then TRT people. Now, she's lowered her dose, and not every woman needs TRT, but it will make some changes, and that's kind of what I want to talk about here. First one will be voice change. Here's someone I know. I'm blocking out most of it, but you can hear the voice.
Significant story with you up there on the hilltop, but because of the wind.
Now, that's TRT voice. She did it. I knew her before the voice change, and then or after. It happened fast, and it did happen permanently. Now, she did use it for some time, and that's what caused.
So
you can kind of tell you
can.
Filter. Here, try this one.
And the fact that this donut is so damn delicious. Like, look at that. I am so offended about this film.
Now, part of it could be annoying just because she talks with a vocal fry, which supposedly to humans' ears, it's already annoying, but that's besides the point. But yeah, women, you will have an increase. Now, this little creature I put here, that is actually the clitori for all my male users. That's the full clitoris within the inside, and all of that needs to be aroused, not just the top part you see, not the tip. It's not a Bile Titan from Helldivers video game. That is actually a clit and the full organ of the clit. And yeah, so the women that are on TRT, it will grow. That clit will grow, and it happens faster for some than others. Now, TMI, I've been with someone with that who is using, and their clit did grow. And what's so interesting is, now for me, I didn't care, to be honest. So, but I know some guys can probably care if it like, hey, it's matching my size, because it grew. Now it grew because the clit's not big, right? But it grew. I guess it depends on your anatomy. But anyway, so it definitely like doubled in size, at least. I'll say that. At least. And what's sad, though, is she lost sensitivity there. So no matter how horny, because the horniness will increase big time, you can't satisfy that horniness for some reason. Like, the clit becomes almost like desensitized. And it's kind of sad because it's like torturous. So it was just worse orgasms, even though, you know, we're trying 7 times a day to get her satisfied. And the clit was just like demanding to feed me, punch me, you know, DJ. And I was DJing left and right. And it was just like, dude, all the toys didn't matter. So just keep that in mind. If you ever do get on TRT because of menopause and things like that, it's like a double-edged sword. It will help a lot of things. But if you get the voice change, That's a pain in the butt. You're going to have potential, anything you might already be predisposition to, you might have that again. So this includes acne, backne, facial acne, smaller tits, shrinking of like breast, right? Adam's apple, lower voice, hair. So if you already have like facial hair and stuff like that, which all girls do, it's actually normal to have the peach fuzz hair. I forget what it's called. And every girl has like a beard naturally. It's just like peach fuzz. But it can, if you're predispositioned to that, like if you're of Indian descent, I'll just say that, like Middle Eastern, you will have a higher chance of having that hair. You can have male pattern baldness like guys do, but it's like just shedding of hair. So you'll go like get balder. Now these are extremes. You got to be abusing. You got to be doing high dosage of TRT, not looked after by a doctor, things like that. Like I'm just saying the sides of it, because a lot of females I know will jump onto what's called do I even want to educate people on that? It's a weaker testosterone, and they like that is better, like, because it's not going to give you all these sides, right? That being said, if you abuse it, it can give you those sides. But there's something less that's better than testosterone. It just has less androgenic and anabolic levels. So that's why it's the safest. But some doctors and some coaches just give women testosterone. They're like, all right, go. It's crazy to me. I'm like, dude, you can turn a female into a male. Stronger jawlines, things like that. It will give you a lot of male characteristics. So that's why I always go smaller. That's why I like the bodybuilding world, is because it's educated me on other things. Like doctors will just do menopause. Okay, testosterone. Like, how about there's weaker stuff out there? Shout out to the doctors I follow. These are actual doctors that are in shape. Some they've used themselves. Like one was a power like world record or national level world, I forget, power lifter, and he's a doctor too. These two doctors, one's in New Jersey, I think, area, and the other's in like Florida area, and they own their own testosterone companies. They give good advice for men and women. Like, follow them, because man, very educational. If you want to go down that route for like menopause or for guys, like listen and watch their stuff. I mean, I can regurgitate their stuff because I've watched so many of their podcasts and things like that, but at the same time, you can get it straight from the source. So I will give you my sources, which is those guys, and there's actually other doctors I follow too. And More Place, More Dates is another really good one. He's more famous now, he's more mainstream, but he wasn't when I was listening to him, and way back then before Joe Rogan days. And he also has a lot of good information. So if you want testosterone, guys, there is side effects for you guys too. They call them gyno or biatch tits. Very real. Here are pictures of some guys with tits that you literally grow mammalia tissue. These are my own tits. Now, you get the same from being a freaking fatty. So that's why I joke about my own gelatinous titties, because it is true. You will gain actual breast tissue the more estrogen you have in your body. The fatter you are, the more estrogen you have in your body. So it's worse to be fatter, in the sense like you will get more female characteristic traits, low T, tit-like shaping of your body, rounder face, things like that. Although you can get that from testosterone, that's like if you're abusing it and you're not watching your estrogen levels. It's a whole chemistry set. If your testosterone goes up, your estrogen will spike up as well to match it. So you need to be on anti-estrogens, or potentially, if your doctor says so, or like something to help keep the estrogens healthy, but not super plummeted low and not super high. Okay. It's a chemistry set. It's a balancing act. Same with testosterone. And with guys, you can not only get like super bad acne if you're predispositioned to that, back knee, face knee, all that male pattern baldness you can get. So if you're gonna go bald, you're gonna go bald faster. That's all it'll do. Like guys, some of you guys are like going bald in your 20s, you will be bald by your 30s. Like that's just what testosterone will do to you guys. It's like finasteride. If you took finasteride for bald guys and you're trying to hold off on going bald, but you stop taking finasteride, you will shed like half your hair, I guess. And this happened to one of my friends. And yeah, so it just increases your baldness as soon as you stop, because it's just preventing the inevitable. Okay, testosterone will just bring it faster, so will finasteride if you stop it. So testosterone will also give you increased libido, just like women. So like I said, the story earlier, insatiating hunger for sex, that is very real. Like the amounts of times, like I don't want TMI, but like dude, like daily, you're gonna, if you're already a couple time guy, you're gonna increase at first until you find out how to relax and use that energy elsewhere. You will go crazy. Like your average can be 5+ times a day. So girls, if like, you'll go from nothing to wanting it 5+ times a day, potentially, depending on how high you go. If you take the pellets, which most women are given pellets, which is dumb, but still they're given pellets. Injections seem to be the best, but pellets, I see why you do it. It's just, like I said, convenient. Then you're gonna have a huge spike of horniness. Like, you're gonna go crazy, and I lived through that. I was like, holy, and it finally goes down after like a month, but like it was a lot. And like random guys at the gym will turn you on. It's weird. Like this is coming from girls, by the way, not me. So for guys, you're already horny, it makes you even hornier. So whatever you are, it will exaggerate your characteristics or your character traits. So if you're a douchebag, you will be an a-hole. So those are the guys. Do not get on tests. If you're an a-hole, just ask your friends, right? If you're mean, if you're get aggressive, do not get on testosterone. It will increase it. I don't know when, right? It could be after 2 months, 2 weeks, or whatever, but it will. So it makes you guys give it a bad name. Remember when roid rage was a thing? Yeah, it's not for, like, not everyone can roid rage. You'd have to abuse it or already be psychotic or already be, like, have issues with, like, anger issues and stuff like that. Then you will be even worse. So it will just like a lot of things, pharmaceutical-wise, it will enhance what you already are. So me, I'm just uber horny. That's it. I'm just uber horny. So we have our ways. You do what you gotta do. But if you're an a-hole, I'll tell you, like, angry wise, I get a little angry when I'm driving, but not really. Like people, like if they like almost crash into me, like it pisses me off instead of just scaring me. It's like, oh gosh, dang it, you get a dumb, and then boom, it's over. Because that's all I can control is like reaction. I've really worked on, like, that's all I have control over. Like, things will happen to you or at you. And the only thing you have control of is how you react. So might as well control that, right? So I've really worked at that. So that's why I don't have like roid rage and stuff. But I would say, car rage. But besides that, like, some guys, like, it's over. Like, you touch their dumbbells, you touch their bench, they're about to, all right, let's go outside, let's fight. It gets really intense. So if you're already predisposition to fighting, stuff like that, like I had anger issues, but I worked on them heavily. So then when I was on testosterone, yeah, it's like nothing. Like, I'm a cuddle bug in that sense. I just want intimacy, hold my hand, cuddle me, things like that. So yeah, douchebags, please do not take testosterone. This is not for you. If you're already kind of psychotic and lonely, this will help get out of depression and anxiety. That's what it helped me with. However, psychotic part, like, please go see a doctor. Like, all testosterone should be done under a doctor, and a good doctor, not just a doctor says, oh, pin once a week, 200 milligrams. No, that is going to crash, like, spike your testosterone. Your ebbs and flows, peaks and troughs are going to be way too crazy. And when you go down, you will go down, like, emotionally. So find a doctor, endocrinologist, who actually knows what they're talking about. Someone primarily who has done it themselves is better. If it's a female doctor, are you taking pellets yourself? Please, that's who I would talk to. That's who I would go by. Now someone's like, well, I've read a lot of books, hypothetically XYZ. So my patients say, no, if they've done it themselves, it really does give you a better perspective. My first doctor, there was a lady, but luckily the doctor I was talking to, he was on TRT himself. He's like, yeah, I didn't do it for as long as I could, just like you, blah, blah, blah. He's like, and now, like, I don't have any. Same thing happened to me. I lost all anxiety, depression, gone. So testosterone, is it a magic thing? Not necessarily. It's as close as it gets. So, but it will make your natural abilities crazier or not. I've said that like 5 times now. So I'm rambling. This is a little food for thought because I keep getting asked about testosterone, and I want to give just a little spotlight of like the realities. If you see a girl that's super. Oh, this was another thing. Okay, girls and guys, how do you know if they're on testosterone? How can you tell they're doing something? Because of like this picture of that lady I showed, that mom of like 5 kids. They've been married like 20 plus years, and they were both fat and stuff like that. And testosterone, like, she got in shape without testosterone and then got on testosterone. That if you see super dryness, super leanness, they may tell you like, no testosterone, but their delts are capped. Like, their muscles have volume to them more than what looks normal. Your gut feeling is probably right. It's not natural. if it doesn't look natural. For guys, so you have a lot of androgen receptors, as you saw even in the lady, in the shoulders and traps. So the first areas that grow when you're on testosterone or any kind of androgynous synthetic hormones, your traps and shoulders will grow. Once again, my before and after. This is me pre-contest, as shredded as possible, lean, and my delts are tiny. Now this is me off season on testosterone, and the delts are just double the size at least, right? Like it's just, you're just big. And the traps is just as big, stuff like that. So like those areas will grow first. Legs don't grow as much unless you hit them heavily. So a lot of guys, this is where they get the chicken leg syndrome, where their upper body is like disproportionately wide and big, and then their legs are like skinny as a rail. So that's another way to tell testosterone. Or they just don't work out legs. Like, I don't know what's wrong with you if you do that. Please work out legs. It has huge longevity benefits, more so than not. So please do that, men and females. And then women, it's the same thing. You'll just see a lot more muscles. You'll see a lot more veins too. That's one thing. I was already a vascular guy, but when I got on testosterone, my veins easily tripled, I would say. So that's me as an already vascular person. I already have veins like on my body without, so it just gave me a lot more to show. Plus it increases blood pressure, increases volume of water, so it pushes up the muscle. It's like saran. Let's say you have saran wrap around your body. It's like a tight shirt, right? And it just pushes up the muscle up to that shirt or the saran wrap, so everything just shows more, and that includes your veins, because there's a lot more water in and around your muscle now with testosterone. That's like the science behind it. It pushes more sugars into your muscle too, which makes them look bigger and more rounded. That's why I said that even that lady, her back, even though she's super lean, she still has like volume. It looks like there's like roundness to her muscles, even though she's super dry and lean. Both those are signs of high testosterone. So now competitors it goes in the weeds. You don't have to go that. If they compete, it's very rare that they're natural. You can ask them what federation they compete in. NGA is natural. WBFF is natural. NPC, you're on something. More likely than not, even if it's just a fat burner, even if it's just like a diuretic, things like that, you're gonna be on something, because all your competitors are on something, men or female. So now that's a whole different world. That's a passion I have, and so I have a lot of knowledge in that, but mine's more for the layman people. Just like, if you want to, if you're thinking about dabbling into testosterone and the differences, just know there are sides to everything you do. And don't abuse it, because if it works, it will work too well sometimes, and it has sides. So just be careful. Do it with a doctor. Now, if you're going through menopause and things like that, you're going to want to go through an endocrinologist who knows what they're talking about, who's worked with people, or ladies in this case, who've benefited, because there's a lot of bone loss after 40s and up. So that's where I can see there's benefit. Steroids were made originally for people like burnt victims or with osteoporosis, things like that. That's why testosterone and all that was created, is how do we help correct that and undo that. And testosterone naturally helps with bone density. So yeah, it's a miracle in so many ways, whether regeneration wise, recovery. The burning of fat is just because of byproduct of being able to hold on to and build more muscle. Your body's like hungry to grow. And so for burnt victims or people with osteoporosis or anorexia, things like that, like it actually helps you reverse those things. Now, please go through a doctor to go to those levels. But if your libido is super low, if you're super, as a woman, right, if you're not getting wet down there, you don't even think about sex, okay, talk to a doctor, right? Especially if like you're in a relationship. Yes, maybe look into that. But if not, just like I would always start before going to testosterone, I would just start by being healthier, move more, work out more. Now try that for 3 months, right? Eating well, moving more, lifting weights, and sleeping well for 3 months. And then, maybe then, talk to a doctor. But naturally, I promise you will increase your libido, you will increase all those things, and it'll go well for you. Your hair will start looking healthier once again, so on and so forth. So try that. Always go the natural route first before jumping on to any kind of synthetic that can be lifelong and that can have some sides. Some people don't get any acne, but then they get puffy tits. Some people, or gyno is what they call it. Some people go bald instantly, but they look jacked and really good. So some people are called hyper responders, where they take a little bit and they just blow up. And some people, they need a lot to look normal, even average, in fact. And that's what you see a lot at the gym, by the way. Like a lot of kids nowadays are on gear. It is wild to see. These are 20-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 18-year-olds that are on steroids, and it's so easy to get now. It's crazy. That's a whole different thing. Anyways, hope that helps. A whole bunch of kind of shotgun at the end. ADD. I need that. That's where I'm like, I kind of want Adderall because I can make these so much more concise. But enjoy. Have a good one.